I haven't talked about the final breakup yet, so let's get into it. When my ex and I reconciled, I made a personal boundary that I was not going to fall back into people pleasing behaviors. Anyone who's lived with a narcissist can relate to the feeling of always needing to set your needs aside to appease theirs. For me, it looked like always needing to be available, canceling plans last minute because they're in a mood, or just tiptoeing around their feelings. I was going to live authentically how I wanted to live, and he could either accept that or move on, because I always felt like he was trying to change me. So after the initial love bombing phase, I started to see the abusive behavior creep back in. He was pressuring for more time together and would lay down guilt trips if I was unavailable. He got offended when I asked my mom to go to Costco and not him. One afternoon, I was busy setting up for a Christmas concert for a band that I played with. When I didn't answer his texts in a timely manner, he blew up my phone with accusations of me not caring about him or his feelings when really I was just busy. It became apparent that by me honoring my personal wants and needs, he was feeling neglected, even though I was spending 5 days a week with him. So one Friday, I made a promise to my daughter that we were going to have a night, just the two of us. My ex sent me a text asking what my plans were for the evening, so I told him, and he said, "Sounds fun." I tossed my phone in my purse and I continued on with what I was doing. In less than an hour, he showed up unexpectedly at my house. The first thing he said to me was, "Is everything okay?" And I said, "Yeah, why?" He said, "Well, you didn't respond to my message." I didn't think that message warranted a response. So based on the dynamic that had been going on for the last month or two, I immediately panicked. My internal dialogue said if he's so concerned that I didn't respond to a text that didn't warrant a response, how the hell is he going to take it when I tell him I decided to center my daughter instead of him? Knowing his recent patterns, I knew this was going to be a bruise to his ego. So I told a white lie because I didn't want him to turn it into something it wasn't. I said I didn't see the message. Obviously, it was wrong for me to lie, and I take full accountability on that. His face immediately dropped. Unbeknownst to me, he had went into my phone and turned on my read receipts, so he knew I was lying. He went quiet and left, but I knew that he was upset. Upset was an understatement. He came at me for 3 straight days, calling, yelling, hanging up, telling me he could never trust me again and that I was going to have to prove myself to him. Texting me all day, all night, in the middle of the night, completely unable to manage his feelings. I was kind the entire time and took full accountability of my lie. He refused to hear my explanation. He told me it was my fear of abandonment that was self-sabotaging our relationship, completely using my past against me. It was through this experience that I learned something very valuable. I cannot live authentically with this person. His constant need for me to center him and his feelings not only takes away from me filling my own cup, but it triggers my people-pleasing. This dynamic will never change because he doesn't know how to validate himself and needs me to do it for him. And 2, the abuse that followed was so over-the-top ridiculous. I knew that he was never going to be able to manage his emotions in a healthy way. And that is when I decided to end the relationship.